Hey everyone. Okay, so let's talk real quick. The last tutorial about the interaction system, I'm going to say a couple things. First off, that's really good for first person because the get actor location and everything, the trace, everything works really well for first person. Um, so I'm going to upgrade this a little bit to do it better for third person. And then the second thing is I didn't leave you any way to debug this interact section. So I would like to at least let you see where your interact line is going. Now in C++ it works a little bit different. I can't do the debug line, or I haven't figured out how to do the debug line that fires the same line as the line trace that also returns like the little picture of the square on the line trace. If you do it in blueprints, it puts a red line out and then it shows you the impact point and then it's green behind that. I haven't figured out how to do that in C++, but I can at least get you the red line to show you that it is hitting or not, and then if it is hitting, you can figure it out in blueprints why it's not. But the first thing is, let's add a param to the try interact called bool b debug line trace is what we're going to call it. And then we're going to come back in here. Where is our right here, and bool b debug line trace. Okay, we're going to do that. And then for the next part, we're going to need two more includes. So come back up to the top of your includes. Well, one, I guess here, include draw debug helpers. You're going to need that one. Include camera / player camera manager, and then include kismet / gameplay statics. So now you have the debug helpers, the player camera, and gameplay statics. You need all of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the debug line, and the start location is going to be a point that we set on the character, and then it's going to project in whatever direction your camera's facing in the third person scenario. So first thing is, in one of the variables for the line trace we're going to have to do is we're going to have to declare an A player camera manager. Hello, and that's a pointer, and we'll call it camera comp and set that equal to u gameplay statics. Run the function get player camera manager, and that gives us a camera comp. And then now we have a player camera manager. What we can do is go camera comp, and then we can run get camera rotation, and then dot, because we don't need a rotator, we need a vector, so dot vector, and then that'll change your F rotator into an F vector that you can multiply by the interact range. Oh, and excuse me, get player camera manager takes a UWorld object and a player index. This is a single player game, so the context object is this, and the player index is 0. Single player game. So now I have that. I got your params. So then what you want to do is if b debug line trace draw debug line, and the params is uWorld, so get world. The line start is trace start. The line end is trace end. Color is F color : red. B persistent lines is also going to be based off of B debug line trace. And that's it. So now that we've done the camera comp and we're doing the camera rotation and we're drawing debugs, now project's closed, so now we can rebuild. Oh, excuse me. I totally forgot to say, I was thinking about this after. In your event, the onInteractable hit event, I'm also sending a pointer reference to myself, this player, because that way I can access all of these functions and any of these other player functions, I can access all of them. So on the on interactable hit event, the character pointer reference to yourself, on this, after you do the hit actor, you just put comma this, right? So now we're going to come back into BP player character. And then, yeah, so now our try interact function has the debug line trace. Oh, and I'll delete these because I didn't realize I already did it. But now our try interact has the debug line trace. And now our event interactable hit has a player reference, which means you come back to your interact with interface, your BPI CPP interact with, come to your interact function, and as one of the inputs, you click plus here, and that's your C++ base character reference, which my base character is called base character. And then I take an object reference. You want a pointer, not a class reference, so an object reference. So after you have that back in your onInteractable event, because you send out this, it can tie into the interact event. So now you have a player reference being sent for free, no casting, and you have a player inside your interactable object. And then back in the viewport, you just add what's called a scene. Click on scene, and we're going to call it interact line trace start point. And then it's just going to come here. Now you decide where this trace start point is going to be. Wherever you put it is where it's going to be. I did by her face. I just did by her face, I think. Hello? Yeah, just kind of by her face. Okay, so now we do that. Now we're back in the event graph. You can take this interact line trace start point, just grab it real quick, get world location. Still going 250 out, and we're going to draw the debug line trace. So now, wherever your interact is, right, you can push F to interact, and then there's your line going straight up where the camera was pointing from in front of your character's face. So now your interact line is there. And then if you come back to your cube, I just have the event interact with still, but now it's got the character reference, right? So you could do whatever you want with a character reference. You could try activate ability, because I have gas enabled. So if you interact with them, I can try to use an ability or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could do whatever you want. You have a player reference inside this cube, but I just put interaction success. So if I actually hit that cube, it'll say interaction success up there, interaction success, right? But if you miss the cube, it doesn't say anything. It doesn't hit anything. But every time you hit the cube, interaction success. So yeah, just want to give you that little update. Thanks, guys.